Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Lahab Coin. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachak, Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, is laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, is remaining true to their faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right. This ain't no game, man. This ain't no game. All right, we're here now. You see what I'm saying? We're here. And there's no going back from this point. All right? No going back from this point. I've been eager to get on this lesson, you know what I'm saying, all throughout the day, man. I was listening to Elder Malcolm, I was listening to Elder Mawatazak. I've been listening to Elder Hawad. I was listening to Elder Ashiyar, man. This is bad. You know what I'm saying? We are in these times. All right, it's getting bad out here. But you were warned. You see what I'm saying? You were warned. And now we're seeing the Lord coming fast on what he said, on what he promised. You see what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry. It's not taking its sweet time anymore. We're here now. All right, we're here now. No more scoffing, no more mocking, no more debates, no more none of that, no more gimmicks, none of it. None of it. While the prophets have been giving the warning, while the prophets have been warning you all of what's coming down the pipe, all of these false prophets have been playing games with y'all. They've been playing games with y'all, man. And they have not prepared you for this battle. They have not prepared you for this spiritual battle, man, this war. They haven't prepared you for this. They've been playing games with you, man. They've been telling you, they've been having pop the balloon challenges. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew pageants. Playing around on the Passover. This is why the prophets have always emphasized the importance of being sober. The importance of being sober, calm, focused on these prophecies, man. Because now it's here. Now it's here, man. All right. Let me get this here real quick. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to do too much talking, Lord willing. I'm not going to do too much talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to jump right into this thing. All right. But I got to get this precept real quick. It's on my spirit to get. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 4. It says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You see what I'm saying? It is better to go into the house of mourning, you know what I'm saying, than the house of feasting, right? There we go. Jumping up, verse 2. Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. You see what I'm saying? When you're in this mode of being focused on prophecy, you're going to be prepared for when this thing comes. You see what I'm saying? Like it says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. All right? There's no need that we should write unto you. Those of you who've been listening, those of you who've been taking heed, there's no need for us to continue to do these lessons, man, because it's already in your spirit. You already know what's going on. You know what's coming. You know that the prophets have warned you. You know that you've been hearing this word. You know that the prophets have been on the street corners. You know that they've been watching. All right? Here you are. You got this camp called Watchmen for Israel, and they're here criticizing the men of the Lord for watching, for going into the news. How the hell are you going to call yourself a watchman for Israel when you're not even looking at the news? You're not even looking at geopolitics. You're not even looking at the events of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, domestically. If you're not focusing on these things, if you're not occupied in prophecy, then how can you warn the sheep, man? How can you warn the sheep? This is deadly serious right now, man. We're going to watch this video. All right, this is from the beloved elder, all right, Mayaka Allah, out of California. All right. And it's 8 minutes long, almost 9 minutes. Lord willing, I'm gonna just let this whole video play. And let you see for yourself just how dire the situation is. This is Jacob's trouble, man. We're here now. And it begins with the northern tribes. And as we can see, it's starting to trickle to the southern tribes.
So what you have here is you have one story that migrants in the United States have been routinely shackled at the waist, wrists, ankles, and loaded onto cargo planes. Not just cargo planes, but cargo planes with the rear doors that can open mid-flight. Completely separate story. 5 corpses with their hands and feet bound have been found floating in the sea off the coast of Majorca. And since January, 31 bodies have been recovered there.
These aren't commercial flights. They're military-style planes with no windows, metal floors, and a rear ramp that can open mid-air. The U.S. uses private contractors like Global X to run these flights.
I've got questions. I'd like to know why we are seeing these examples of ICE detainees being loaded specifically on cargo planes that have the kind of ramps that can be opened during flight.
Clutch those pearls, folks, because not only is it fuckery about, this stuff is truly fucked up. We're going to talk about 2 things. The second one I'm going to talk about is RFK's wearable tech. The first one I want to talk about is the fact that people are being disappeared out of the American system. Now, I'm still digging into this. However, there are multiple reports across multiple platforms that there have been American citizens swept up in ICE raids. Now, we know this. Now, here's where the problem lies. These people are going and they're being like, hey, I'm an American citizen. And ICE is turning around and being like, no, you're not. You're not in the system. Driver's license is gone. Social security numbers gone. Work records gone. And when their families are showing up with these documents, they're being accused of forging the documents.
Did you know that during the Dirty War from 1976 to 1983, between 10 to 30,000 people were kidnapped, tortured, and disappeared? Mostly political dissidents, activists, students. And one of the horrific methods they used was that victims were sedated, loaded onto military planes or helicopters, flown out over the Atlantic Ocean, and then thrown out.
there's no ends to which people will go to in order to maintain the coherence of their current belief system, irrespective of the amount of contrary evidence that they are exposed to, because then that triggers cognitive dissonance. And as a matter of fact, paradoxically, what often happens, as I'm sure you know, Jordan, when I expose you to contrary information, it only solidifies your position. Are you from this country? What's your reaction to being detained? What's your reaction to being detained?
I thought these were supposed to be violent immigrants. I thought these was all about violent immigrants. Huh? That's what the media keeps pushing at you. That's what the media keeps telling you over and over and over again. This is violent criminals, violent violent people, violent immigrants. All right? But as we just heard, they're removing all of their records from the system. It doesn't matter if you was born here or not. It doesn't matter if you have your papers or not. It doesn't matter if you got here properly, legally, the right way or not. You see what I'm saying? We told you. If you remember, hey, I said this a couple months ago, man. I said this a couple months ago. All right? These Edomites is going to show their ass. And they showing their ass, man.
In Southern California, dramatic videos show federal agents detaining day laborers in Home Depot parking lots and chasing farm workers across fields.
What you're doing is kidnapping!
This street vendor clung to a tree as agents tried to bring her into custody. According to the Department of Homeland Security, more than 1,600 people have been taken into custody in LA alone in the last 3 weeks. An all-out blitz promised by border czar Tom Homan at the start of the raids. Are there more days coming ahead?
Absolutely. We're going to be out there every day.
President Trump reiterating today he wants to deport 1 million undocumented immigrants a year.
Thank you for fighting for all Americans. Americans are finally getting what they voted for. No longer will we have rogue judges striking down President Trump's policies across the entire nation. No longer. Today, in the 6-3 opinion, Justice Barrett correctly holds that the district court lacks authority to enter nationwide or universal injunctions. These lawless injunctions gave relief to everyone in the world instead of the parties before the court.
Now you listen carefully to that verbiage. This is sounding more and more and more and more like a dictatorship, isn't it? You see what I'm saying? Now they're overstepping judges. They're overstepping the rule of law. They're overstepping the Constitution. You see what I'm saying? We told you these devils was going to show their horns, man. We told you this. They was going to show you their ass. Let me get this here real quick. I know I said I wasn't gonna, interject, but I gotta do it, man. Right? Let's go ahead to Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." You see what I'm saying? And this devil in his system, all right, through his system, they came as if they was going to be to your benefit. You know what I'm saying? And out of all the tribes, who were the ones who voted for this clown? You see what I'm saying? We know that voting doesn't matter anything. All right, it doesn't mean anything, but at the same time, it's an indication of of what you support. You see what I'm saying? And majority of you Jakes that supported this dude were from the northern tribes. You so-called Latinos, Native Indians, Hispanics. You see? So this is why we told you right after that, I remember right after that election, I said, you have chosen your leader. Now prepare for the judgment. And here's the judgment. Now it's trickling down to the southern tribes. We're seeing what's going on with the northern kingdom tribes. Now we're about to see what's going down with the southern kingdom tribes now. You see what I'm saying? Here we go.
This is Jermaine Thomas. Jermaine was just deported to Jamaica, a country he's never been to. Jermaine is the son of a U.S. Army soldier who served nearly 20 years in the U.S. Army. Jermaine was born in 1986 when his father was serving in Germany. Jermaine was born on a U.S. Army base in Germany. Son of a U.S. citizen, Army soldier, who served nearly 20 years in the Army. But the United States of America has decided that Jermaine Thomas is not a U.S. citizen. He's not a citizen of Jamaica. He's not a citizen of Germany. He is a man without a country.
Breaking just moments ago.
That's interesting. That's interesting because, you know, when you think about what they did the moment he got up in there, like about a month or maybe 2 months after he got in office, you know what I'm saying? What did he do with the records of the men who served in the military, who for Jakes, you know what I'm saying, who were Jakes? What did he do? He erased all of that. He erased all the veterans, all right, the so-called black veterans. Erased them all. You see what I'm saying? So it's like their contribution meant nothing. They're showing you how they truly feel about you, Jakes, man. They're telling you right in front of your face. And real soon, it's about to get real out here, man. It's about to get real out here. They're gonna show you what this thing is really about. What it's always been about. You see what I'm saying?
NBC News reporting that ICE is preparing to deploy tactical units known as Special Response Teams to 5 Democratic-run cities. Those cities, Seattle, Chicago, Philadelphia, Northern Virginia, and New York. It's not clear if these raids will begin immediately, but all special response teams in those areas have been told to be ready to deploy.
Or otherwise, we're here, we're not going away. Border Patrol, Office of Field Operations, and Air and Marine, you'll see us in Los Angeles. You'll continue to see us in Los Angeles, not going anywhere soon. As for the violence and the demonstrators, violence will not deter us. The CBP mission here in Los Angeles.
ICE agent just got a new power, and leaked emails obtained by 404 Media show exactly what they're doing. It's called Mobile Fortify. Point a phone at anyone's face, and it instantly tells you who they are. This tech uses the same database that takes your photo when you enter and leave the U.S. Millions of Americans who have traveled internationally are in this system. The leaked emails show ICE can now scan faces in the field, no warrant, no probable cause, just point and identify. The app has something called...
We have some serious news.
It's becoming more and more of a dictatorship, man. You see what I'm saying? And these so-called Trump loyalists don't realize that the walls are closing in on their ass. They can't see that because they're focused on their hatred towards you, Jacob. Towards Jacob. You know what I'm saying? That's all they focused on. All right, get these jokers out of the country. Get them niggas, spics, wetback tontos. Get them out. You see what I'm saying? But they don't realize what's happening to them. They don't realize that now it's going to be illegal for them to go and protest. Now it's going to be illegal for them to hold a demonstration. Now it's going to be illegal for them to speak against the government. You see what I'm saying? Now we understand Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. Egyptian against the Egyptian. Now we understand that there shall be sedition among men. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. Salaki. Let's continue.
Right now, a New York Times report is shedding light on the systematic abuses within America's immigration detention system. Undocumented migrants sometimes have gone weeks without shower. They are not being provided necessary medical care for high blood pressure, and more. Others have been forced to sleep on the ground. As of June 15th, there are 56,000 individuals in ICE custody in these detention facilities. That's more than the maximum amount that the detention facility should be holding.
I'm gonna sit right here and tell y'all where y'all fucking up at. I'm gonna tell you where you fucking up. If you sit here and think that them swooping up Mexicans and Latinos and people who speak Spanish, basically, and somehow you ain't gonna end up on that list, that's where you fucking up at. The other way you fucking up is not recognizing that they can try to eliminate one group before they move to the next group. You don't see that? See, when you stand by and watch evil being done, you stand by and watch it and be like, ain't got nothing to do with me, that's their fault. You become the fucking evil. You get that. Is that right?
Yeah, and that's an excellent point Jake just made, you know what I'm saying? Because when you see these so-called Negroes, all right, looking at what's happening to the Northern Kingdom, all right, and they're laughing and they're giggling and they're thinking, oh, haha, that's not me, and we told you. You remember, if you've been listening, we told you, stop laughing. Stop laughing. Because it don't matter whether or not you believe the northern tribes, the so-called Latinos, Native Indians, Hispanics are Israelites or not. It don't matter. They know. You see what I'm saying? They know. And instead of listening to the prophets, you would rather play the games of listening to Umar Johnson and all that stuff. Go back to Africa and this shit. All right, Nubian kings. Stop. These Edomites know exactly. These people, we're talking about the ones in the highest echelon of power. They know exactly who you are. They know exactly who the tribes are. They've been listening to the prophets, and unlike you, they believe what the prophets are saying. They understand what the prophets are saying. Unlike you, they take heed to what the prophets are saying. And this is why you're seeing them coming down with great wrath the way they are. You see what I'm saying? And it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning, man. You see what I'm saying? This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Tazabawath, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. What part of that don't you get? What part of that don't you understand? The children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, and the children of Judah, which is the southern kingdom, were oppressed together. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. You know what I'm saying? And this devil is he's going on a full rampage, man. All right? And right now he's showing how ruthless he can be, starting with the northern tribes, man. But once he gets to you southern tribes, that's when he's going to really ramp it up. That's when he's going to really ramp it up. You know why? Because they know that once Judah gets roused up, it's going to be the biggest fight of their lives. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to come with all the shit. They're going to come with all the AI stuff, man. What do you think Palantir is being put in place for? Why do you think they have all this AI infrastructure? Why do you think Elon Musk was building a secret reactor or what have you? Okay, while he was heading Doge. Nobody talks about that. But they're preparing for this time. They're preparing for it, because by the time these people really figure out what's going on behind closed doors, when they find out that what they're doing to these these jakes over there, you know what I'm saying, putting them in cargo ships and dumping them out on the Atlantic, once they start to figure this shit out, just like Elder Mwatazak said, these jokers are going to lose it. They're going to lose it. You see what I'm saying? You got people who lost families, who lost their loved ones, who lost their mothers and fathers. Lord help you. You don't want to know what they're doing to the children. You see what I'm saying? And you, Jakes, you so-called Negroes, you watched and you laughed. And the prophets had told you, shut your mouth. But hey, man, the Lord's coming for you too. The Lord's coming for you next. You see what I'm saying? All you got left now is to repent. And we know that the overwhelming majority of y'all ain't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to listen to the prophets. All right? We've given you we've given the warning. You know what I'm saying? We've said what we need to say. All right? What the Lord has had us say. And we wash our hands. You know what I'm saying? We wash our hands of you. All right? Your blood is off our hands. Because day after day, we've been doing these lessons. Week after week, we've been holding camp to go out and preach this word. We've done what we were supposed to do. Now the judgment, we're seeing the judgment coming. And once they get ready to jump on you northern, it's like you southern tribes, man. Talk about a bloodbath, boy. Talk about a bloodbath. And these YNs ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? You women certainly ain't ready. Let's finish this out.
Now, when they come for your ass, you know you can't say nothing, right?
Yeah. Let's get this here in Isaiah. All right, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahweh, Yahweh Tazabawath. You about to see what danger really looks like. You about to see, all right, what death is. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Thus saith Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. You see what I'm saying? There's no more games being played here, man. You about to see these jokers really move on them. All right? So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.